Long ago in feudal Japan, in a quiet village wrapped in morning mist and the scent of cedar wood, there lived a young samurai named Haru. Haru dreamed of greatness. He imagined himself standing on battlefields beneath falling cherry blossoms, calm and unshaken, his blade precise, and his name spoken with respect. He read the teachings of legendary warriors. He studied their victories. He spoke often of discipline, honor, and destiny. Yet when dawn arrived and the training grounds waited in silence, Haru remained inside. He told himself he would begin tomorrow. He believed that strong ambition was enough. He believed that because he desired greatness, greatness would come. He mistook imagination for effort and intention for action. When the mornings were cold, he said the body required more rest. When the afternoons were warm, he said the heat dulled focus. When his energy felt low, he said clarity must come before training. And so he delayed. Days passed into months. Months passed into years. Younger warriors who once listened to his plans began surpassing him. Their movements became sharper, their bodies stronger, their eyes steadier. Haru's dreams grew larger, but his discipline grew thin. One evening, while watching others train in steady rain, Haru felt a quiet and painful truth rise within him. His laziness had never shouted. It had never rebelled. It had whispered comfort, and comfort had stolen his future. This story reveals a truth about human nature. Laziness is rarely the absence of ambition. It is the preference for ease over effort. It is the desire for comfort disguised as patience. We imagine the summit, yet avoid the climb. We speak of discipline, yet wait for motivation. We plan the future, yet postpone the present. The gap between wanting and doing is where potential fades. The mind is easily satisfied by fantasy. To talk of success gives a brief taste of achievement. To imagine progress gives the illusion of movement. The brain rewards intention as if it were completion, and so many remain dreamers. The samurai did not. Miyamoto Musashi understood that mastery was not born in moments of inspiration. It was built in repetition. He did not wait for perfect emotion. He sharpened his blade daily. He practiced his forms daily. He lived inside discipline. The sword becomes sharp through friction, not admiration. Steel does not fear the stone that shapes it. Why then do we fear effort? Because effort exposes weakness. Because practice reveals imperfection. Because action risks failure. Laziness protects pride. Discipline builds strength. The samurai followed principles that destroyed laziness quietly and completely. The first rule was simple. Begin before you feel ready. The sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath. Readiness is an illusion. Motivation is unstable. If you wait to feel strong, you may wait forever. Action creates clarity. Movement creates energy. Beginning creates momentum. Walk even in the rain. Others will wait for sunlight. The second rule was to reduce the battle to a single step. The mountain overwhelms those who stare at its peak. Laziness often hides behind overwhelm. When a task appears too large, the mind retreats. The samurai practiced small improvement. One strike, one breath, one form repeated daily. Haru once tried to change everything in a week. He trained intensely for days, and collapsed into long stretches of avoidance. But when he committed to practicing one sword movement every morning, the resistance weakened. The effort felt small, but it was constant. Consistency defeats intensity. The third rule was to replace emotion with commitment. Feelings shift like wind. Commitment stands like stone. Many say, I feel like doing this. Few say, I will do this regardless. Emotion rises and falls. Commitment remains. The warrior does not ask how he feels before training. He trains because training is his way. Identity over emotion. Commitment over comfort. The fourth rule was to guard the morning like a fortress. The first action of the day shapes the rest. Laziness grows in delay. It strengthens in hesitation. The samurai rose early, not to impress others, but to conquer themselves. When discipline begins at dawn, weakness loses ground. Sharpen the blade early. By evening, it will cut clean. The fifth rule was to train especially when resistance appears. The moment you most wish to avoid effort is the moment effort matters most. Resistance is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to grow. Comfort shrinks you. Challenge expands you. A body unused grows soft. A will untested grows fragile. A sword unsharpened grows dull. Train when you feel strong. Train when you feel tired. Train especially when you feel lazy. The sixth rule was to speak less and do more. Talking creates illusion. Action creates reality. Haru once spoke often of future victories. Each conversation rewarded him falsely. The samurai were cautious with words. Plans kept quiet grow strong. Plans spoken too soon dissolve into pride. The mountain does not boast of its height. It stands. The seventh rule was repetition until it becomes identity. Laziness is not destroyed in a single moment. It is starved daily. Habits shape identity. Identity shapes destiny. A man who runs once is exhausted. A man who runs daily becomes a runner. A man who trains occasionally struggles. A man who trains daily becomes disciplined. Do not seek dramatic transformation. Seek steady repetition. The mountain is climbed one step at a time. Those steps repeated conquer stone. The samurai understood that motivation is unreliable. Inspiration fades. Emotion fluctuates. Discipline remains. Strength is built in empty rooms. It grows in unseen hours. It develops in quiet repetition. You are not weak because you feel resistance. Resistance is human. Weakness appears only when you obey it. The mind will offer comfort. The body will request ease. The ego will protect itself from discomfort. But strength lies beyond negotiation. It is rising when you do not feel like rising. It is practicing when you do not feel inspired. It is walking through rain while others wait beneath shelter. Haru eventually understood this truth, though he had lost years to hesitation. His regret became his teacher. He began again, not with grand ambition, but with small daily action. You are not too late. The sword is still in your hand. The path still lies before you. Do not stare at the mountain. Take the step. Do not wait for readiness. Create it. Do not depend on motivation. Act without it. Strength is not found in feeling ready. Strength is found in acting despite resistance. Do not wait. Begin.